Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to a much clearer episode 27 of the Number 9 podcast with Tommy. The last episode's sound quality was so bad that I wanted my mommy. The man of the hour is sitting next to me in his jammies, and the election bullshit is so bad that I wish Saddam or Osama were still around to bomb me, or Jeffrey Dahmer would kill me and just nami. A run through crushed glass and a rinse in a bleach bath would create less physical pain than all of these goddamn political games. I would find it more enjoyable to put razor blades up my urethra and masturbate with sandpaper than hear another word from a damn paper. Hopefully, the two of us can bring you laughs today. You bet we've got plenty of unscripted crap to say. Without any further ado, and any further adon'ts, give it up for a man who most women won't. Tommy fucking Washington, what's been up, man? How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Back in the great state of, well, I wouldn't call it a great state, but we're back in the state of Connecticut. Flew in this afternoon, got right home so we could do this podcast. I gotta tell you, I've been watching nothing but the news.
It's not a good thing to watch, bro.
No, it's not. I was actually with my brother, as I mentioned on the last show. My audio came through clear, so you could hear me just fine. I was
That's
down
true.
there helping him with some stuff for a few days. He hates the news, which is understandable. I mean, there's so much media bias. It doesn't matter what station you watch. We watched a couple different ones. Yeah, it's not good, man. What we're going through right now as a country, it's not good. It's a little crazy. But anyway, like you said, hopefully we can bring some laughs. We'll talk a little bit about that later on. And we'll get right to it. We don't have any mail, so we skip right over that. I would like to plug our website that I've put a lot of hard work into, www.number9podcast.com. Go there, find our latest episodes. Soon, I believe, probably maybe the next one or within the next 2 to 3 episodes, we'll start doing... we'll start recording them while we're doing them in the basement here, in the pod room, if you will. And instead of the dumb videos we put on YouTube now, you could see them live while we're recording and get a little bit behind the scenes of how we do it and how much we argue off air.
It's a lot. Hey, that's the first time I think I've ever heard you say, I don't have any mail.
I get it.
Get it?
What was that after or before you asked to put a penis in your mouth, Pat?
Well, I mean, years after. However, it was only days after you said you wanted to get railed by one.
I never said I wanted to get railed by a penis. I just said I wonder what it would be like to have a vagina.
You said, I would love to get fucked in my vagina by a penis.
I did not say that.
I'm pretty sure you said that.
I did not say that.
Seems like a direct quote.
Nope, not at all. So yeah, go to the website, check it out. Like I said, there'll be more changes coming. But our biggest change, Pat, I don't know if you saw it, you can go down to the bottom of any page on there and there's a nice little donate button. You could donate to the podcast, help us get up and going here.
I was wondering if we were going to add one of those.
Yeah, we did it a little while ago.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Well, it's because you never go to the website, but neither here nor there. Yeah. So, Pat, what do you want to talk about first?
I'm sure we've got plenty to talk about today.
All right. How about we talk about this first, Pat? We're watching the Niners game while we're recording this because we're recording on Thursday night instead of Wednesday night. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for my boys. They're getting shellacked. Griff was pretty... He's a Packers fan. He thought for sure we were going to run all over him, but I told him, we're done. We're done. Jimmy G's out for the season. Most likely going to get cut. Niners got to lose the rest of their game so we can pick up a decent quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, your Niners are going down like a casting room tryout.
It's too bad, man. You know, they had a couple positive COVID cases today, too. It's not helping. They got a few guys out. They're talking Jimmy G might need surgery. The guy can't stay healthy. To mess Kittle's out. It's not looking good.
On the upside, the Packers look fine.
Well, sometimes. They're hit or miss. They either play great or they play like trash. So, luckily, they're not in a great division of football.
The look on your face says otherwise.
They're not in a great division, but the Bears are legit. So, they're going to have some problems with that. Before, I used to think that all 4 teams in the NFC West were going to get in. But now the Niners aren't. So,
That's true.
Green Bay can if they don't win the division, which they probably will, but if they don't, they'll definitely get a wild card. So, Griff, your season's safe.
It's true, Griff. Your boys are gonna be okay for now.
We can talk a little bit about last week's game later on in the show.
Last week's Niners game?
All the football games like we do for the Thursday episodes for down.
I'm with you. That is for Dip Dizzy Whistle solely.
And we're going to get it'll all come together. It'll be a couple topics all together.
Okay.
But the main topic here is our biased media in this country. It really fucking grinds my gears, man. That you try and watch. So I'm big into the election stuff. I think it's important. I think it's important to vote. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to vote. Luckily, I live in a state that it doesn't really matter who you vote for. It's going blue. Like, there's no way we're going to flip it from blue. Ever.
Yeah, I don't get the whole every vote counts. That should be like every vote counts if you live in one of the states where every vote counts.
Yeah, like if you lived in Nevada, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, your vote counted. In Florida. Other than that, your vote didn't mean shit. The rest of them, like, they're always what they are. It's very hard to flip these states. So when it happens, it's big, it's crazy. But so let's start with the media, right? With all this stuff.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things that pisses me off. Leading up to the election, like every poll said that Donald Trump was going to lose in a landslide. Like you're talking.
I saw the same thing until I want to say the day before the election, and then Fox was talking about Trump leading in the polls that they were doing, which Fox is the only thing I get to. It's behind my head all day every day at work. So Fox themselves, leading up to that point, were saying that he was getting demolished in the preliminary polls.
So a little
almost another pick from the Niners.
Yeah, it's bad news. They suck, dude. So a little, as far as I know, the news stations don't do the polls. There's actual companies that are that all their job is to do polls. Right?
Right. And the news stations reporting the news. Yeah,
report those polls that they get. So when people leading up to this said that it wasn't true. Now, listen, I mean, we got 4 or 5 states right now that are literally within thousands of votes. Like, between 10 and 100,000 votes, which in the grand scheme of things is nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So clearly he wasn't going to beat that bad. To be honest with you, at this point, I'm over it. I don't care who wins. I just want to know who won so we can go on with our lives. It's just irritating, the whole thing, right? And so I'm watching this with my brother, and we're sitting down watching it, and he goes, "Why are you watching this?" And I said, "Well, because I got to know who wins the election, dude." And he goes, "Yeah, but it's just entertainment." So we're sitting there, and mind you, he doesn't care about this stuff at all.
Right.
You know, he's not into politics. He's not into anything. So we're sitting there, and it's, I don't know, probably 11 o'clock, so midnight here because he's an hour behind us. And at that point, Trump's winning Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Minnesota. He's winning all of them. So at that point, he's like, dude, this is over. And the reason they're dragging it out is because it's entertainment. Like, these people aren't in the news business. They're in the entertainment business.
Correct.
And one, I agree with him 100%. The other crazy part is he's pretty good at math, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing the math on something. And this is where I don't understand what's going on. Some of these states that Trump is leading in, mathematically, unless all the votes left went to the other candidate, there's no way for him to lose. Because if 80%,
if there's 20% of the population left and that's 200 people, and he's winning by 250,000 votes, then he can't lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at this point, that's like, he's going to end up losing Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia, Nevada. Like, it's going to look way worse. And, like, I don't know why, right? I don't understand why. I'm not saying anybody's cheating. I'm not getting into that part of it. I have no idea. But these news stations, have you watched them the last couple days?
Unfortunately, I have.
It's fucking out of control.
I have not. I have not gone out looking for them, but they have found me repeatedly.
Yeah. It's now, mind you, I go out looking for it. I watched some CNN today when I was at the airport. I watched Fox News today. They're all pretty much saying the same shit, just on two different sides of it. You know what I mean? And I would even say like Fox News is 100% Republican. They get people on there that are hardcore Democrat. And
I told you before we started recording my news today that I did. So with all this fucking fraud talk and it going back and forth, and people are bringing in fucking suitcases, and Honey Bun showed up with her luggage filled with ballots, fucking just all the nonsense. The woman out in Nevada that we talked about before we recorded, who said that she went to vote for Trump and they told her she can't vote again because she already voted for Biden, and that got debunked. And the bags
not only that, how would they know who she voted for? You're not allowed, like, you don't show who you vote for.
Yeah, I don't have a clue.
Your vote is supposed to be anonymous.
The bags of thousands of ballots that turned out to be like 50 ballots. There's
all the burn ballots that were happening before all this are talking about now.
Yeah, I saw photos of these just huge white boxes of ballots that were thrown by dumpsters. And then that was debunked, and they said that's pictures from the 2016 election. After the election, they obviously have to do something with the ballots.
So they throw them away?
So that pile was like the disposal pile. I don't know what they do next, but like people are just doing so many crazy things to mislead other people.
I saw one meme on Facebook yesterday that said somehow in Wisconsin there was more. Oh, nice pick. Nice.
Dude's got a lot of hair.
Why do you run out of bounds, you idiot? Anyway, I saw that somehow in Wisconsin there's more votes than registered voters. Well, all that shit's on the internet, right?
Right.
So I went and looked it up.
Right.
That's not fucking true.
Yeah, it's incredible.
There's like 70% of the people in Wisconsin registered to vote based off their population. Whatever it is. You know what I mean? Okay, so hold on. I want to see. Sorry, guys. We're watching a football game. There's some flag on. Niners just got an interception. Of course, they're going to call. Somehow, Rodgers got the ball back. Unfucking believable. Anyway.
Oh, nice. It's November, so they got their camo shit on. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of camo. I think it's stupid.
That's my favorite month of football because I love all the different gear. I love the hoodies and shit.
So anyway, there's just all this crazy shit, and now Trump's suing fucking half the United States and their states for the ballot. I don't know. The whole fucking thing is crazy. It's just, I don't really care, man. I just want to go on with my life. I'm tired of seeing, like, on Facebook, man, this really fucking grinds my gears. And luckily, I've calmed down over the years, because usually I would interject myself into these conversations.
Oh, on Facebook?
Yeah, and I'm glad I don't do that anymore, because it leads nowhere and you're just irritating people. But these people are posting shit like, how could you vote for Trump, blah, blah, blah. Like, what the, like, if, this one girl put, if we can agree to disagree on certain things, but if you support somebody that's a womanizer, sexist, pig, whatever the fuck they called Trump, right? Then that's where I draw the line. And it's like, who the fuck are you to judge me? And first off, if you're going to stop talking to me because of who they vote for politically, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's like the definition of piece of shit. If you look up in the dictionary, like, not our joking around piece of shit, that's like, you're a fucking waste of life.
Not only that, man, listen, I don't think, like, when you're inside the booth, if they added a question to the poll ticket and they were like, do you think either of these people are good people? I don't think there would be a lot of yeses. You know what I mean? So I get the argument that Trump's a bad person.
Doesn't make him a bad leader.
That question is not on the ballot.
No.
And I get that Joe Biden isn't a good person, but that question's not on the fucking ballot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fucking matter what your opinion of that human being is. It's a presidential election. Would they be a good president?
Yeah. It doesn't matter how they act personally.
So 99% of you are wrong because Joe Jorgensen should have won. Listen, I still think she has a chance. She might pull it out. I don't fucking know. Are there any yellow states on the map?
No.
No yellow states.
No.
Try again next.
You're an idiot.
4 years. 2024, Joe Jorgensen. Here we go.
Nah, if it's
Kanye, 30,000 votes.
Yeah.
Kanye West.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy, man. This whole thing, and it really fucking grinds my. And it starts with the media. It comes down to us as people, and it's on both. It's on both sides. I want to say.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't seen one post about somebody bashing somebody for voting for Biden.
No, but I think that's.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's out there.
I'm sure it exists.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, keep those fucking thoughts to yourself. And the fact that you would allow somebody that you want to talk to somebody knowing how they voted politically, like I read through some of these comments on and I know this person who posted the meme, and then people started commenting on it, right?
Yeah. And
this one guy was like, "I've been very clear on my stance. If you openly voted for Trump, I'm done with you." And I'm like, what kind of person does that make you?
Yeah, it's a weird fight to pick.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I could say the same thing about Biden. He sniffs girls' hairs, little girls' hairs. He's a fucking weirdo. But at the same time, I'm not saying that.
This is almost, and maybe we're seeing the beginning of something much bigger, but realistically, this is like racism, right? I'm being dead serious. So, a white racist hates all black people except for the one that he's friends with, or the one that his cousin dated in high school or whatever. This is the same shit. Like, I hate everybody who voted for Trump except, my uncle, who's a good guy. I don't really know why he voted for Trump. Or I hate everybody who voted for Biden except my mother, who's a sweet woman. I don't really know why she voted for Biden. What the fuck ever.
Your mother voted for Biden?
I wasn't using me. I was saying examples.
Because I asked her the other day and she wouldn't tell me. So
my mother has never once told me who she voted for.
That's super sus.
She does vote.
That's good. She's better than you, Pat.
What I don't get, so we know a guy who is a very big Trump supporter. And we know for a fact that his wife is not.
Yes.
I don't get why they go to the poll. Like, don't they just kind of cancel each other out? Like, you're wasting people's time because we got to count your vote.
It doesn't matter, man. You're still exercising your right to vote. And that's what's important here. And it's not only the presidential election. The presidential election really, in the big scheme of things, it matters. But when you live in certain states, it doesn't, right? But what you're voting for are those other things, like your senators and your selectmen and all that stuff.
Yeah, the House of Representatives, all that shit.
That stuff is all popular vote in the state.
Right.
So, yeah, that stuff does matter. So you should every year when there's an election for something, you should go out and vote. The presidential election, unless you live in 6 to 7 states, doesn't fucking matter.
I gotta tell you, I don't think it matters anyways. I do think that is far above our pay grade. I think that the people put in office are put in office for a reason. I don't think it has anything to do with votes. Dead ass. I realize that's a crazy conspiracy, and I don't have a lot of conspiracy theories in me. That's where I'm at. I said this to my mother yesterday. We had lunch together, and I said, I've never felt like the president was like an actual effective position. I feel like the president is the face of the country. It's the image that we put on ourselves to project to the rest of the world and to ourselves, until Trump, who kind of broke that mold.
Well, and he definitely did. He definitely broke the mold, man, which is, listen, if Trump doesn't get reelected, it's fine, dude. He shook it up, which is, I think, because exactly what you're saying, people that are put in these positions of power make lifetime careers of it and no longer work for the people. Where I honestly deep down believe, Trump had no gain from this. What gain did he have to become president other than
vanity? But that's about it.
Yeah. He had no real self-interest other than maybe one day he woke up and said, fuck it, today I'm going to become president of the United States. You know what I mean?
Right.
But to undertake that amount of stress and the shit that he's gone through, like, you got to really want to be helping the country.
Right.
And let's be real, he'll be the first one to tell you this country is what made him who he is.
Yeah. Well, but to my point here, so Trump has broken that mold. I gotta say, I hope he didn't also set a precedent for and touchdown Green Bay. I hope
fucking open.
he didn't set a precedent for the future presidents of the United States to do whatever they want, whenever they want, with kind of, we'll call it reckless abandon. Not that I'm saying Trump did it with reckless abandon, but he did to a certain extent. So, okay, he did it. It was great. He shook things up. Do you want the next guy to do the same thing and the guy after that? You know, do you want people, constant change?
To be honest with you, yes, I want constant change.
But for the better.
And I think, me personally, I'm in a better position than I was 4 years ago. How much does that has to do with the president? I'm not really sure. I know that my job is thriving right now, and I'm a little worried about what's going to happen if Biden gets in.
Well, we know for a fact that, so this is your impact, right? That if this election goes red, that we kind of at work open our checkbook and we buy more assets.
Yes.
And we spend more money. We employ more people. We make growth decisions based on a red election. If this election goes blue, then we very conservatively tuck away what we have and wait for the next election.
Pretty much.
So, I mean, there's your impact. And we're in a, I'll say a medium-sized small business, maybe even a large small business.
No, it's definitely a large small business. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's fucking nuts. Either way, so yes, I don't like people that are lifetime politicians being the president. Because you want to know why? At the end of the day, very few politicians, when they've been in it for 30, 40 years, are continuing to do it to help the people. You know what I mean? Like, all this shit that's coming out with Biden when he was vice president was taking money from different countries and shit with his son. Like, that's just grimy shit, and he would have never been able to do that if he wasn't in politics forever.
Okay, so to your point, that's actually, since we're on the topic of the media and hating the media and them grinding your gears, so all of these things are said about Biden coincidentally weeks before a presidential election.
Yes.
So
again, that's media. And part of it's media, right?
Yeah.
But only one major news network ran with it.
Yeah.
Given they lean right, so yeah.
But so let's call it strategy.
Yeah.
And admittedly, in my head, I have to go, and what if this dude gets into office and then a month later gets convicted of like huge international crimes?
Then we're stuck with Harris, and then we're going socialist.
Never mind who we get stuck with. How embarrassing as a country. Like, we already look like fucking morons right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Do we want to go further down the rabbit hole? Now, to the opposite, because, Trump is not the only one with a strategy to make Biden look like a dangerous candidate. Trump was investigated. Trump was accused of things. All these bad things were said. A bunch of stuff gets proven untrue, but it doesn't matter. What we remember is Trump was in the hot seat for 4 years.
Yeah.
So no matter who you pick, you've already, picked the wrong person.
Yep.
Is the story that's so it's almost like your presidency. You should not, during the campaign, right, that whole trail, you should not be able to reference the other candidate. You should not be able to talk about their views. You should not be able to talk about what impact they might have. You should represent yourself, because that's what you're going to do for 4 years in office. You're not, for 4 years in office, going to go, I signed this bill today, but had you picked the other guy 3.5 years ago, this bill wouldn't have gotten signed. That's not how it works. So we spend 6 months talking about the other guy.
Well, but it's important to educate your base or the people that are in between that are listening to both sides. Here, like Biden wasn't coming out telling people that he was going to raise taxes. What he was coming out was telling people, I'm going to repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Biden's not going to have the power to raise taxes.
If he cuts that, if he gets rid of that bill that Trump passed for the tax cuts, absolutely, he can veto it.
There's something about, I don't know if it's the House or the Senate, but it's red enough to where
the Senate.
There you go. To where Biden can't do whatever people are afraid of him doing, which is the purpose of the balance. But again, this is, the media will tell you, Biden will sink this economy to the ground. You know how many times we've been told that this economy is going to sink to the fucking ground?
Tim had a good point about the stock market.
Social Security is going to end.
So I was talking to Tim about the stock market because of all this.
Yeah.
And he had a very good point and said, it always goes up.
Oh, every 4 years during the election?
No, it always goes up. It's always going up.
Well, yeah, it's literally the path. So there are two guarantees in the stock market. It will go up and it will go down. But over time, it has always steadily inclined.
And and Tim had a good point. It's because they continue to print money. It's all fake. The whole fucking thing is fake because all we do is print more money, and that's why the stock market continues to grow because we just keep printing the money and printing the money and print. It made a lot of sense what he was saying. So, I mean, I'm with him. He's like, who cares if it crashes? What's it tied to? Nothing. It's all fake. It's all fake.
Well, I mean, the people who care if it crashes are the people who are about to retire or in retirement living off of it.
Oh, I'm with you. But it's like he had a very good point on it. I was pretty intrigued with what he was saying. Anyway, so yeah, that's what grinds my gears. The media, what we're going through with this fucking election. Just get it over with. It is what it is.
This is more of the same, man. We've had this conversation where it doesn't matter what topic the media is talking about for the last 4 years at least. It doesn't matter because, listen, when Trump took office, this country divided.
Yeah, it went red against blue. Like, I don't even think it was a color divide. It was...
I think we divided on every topic known to man. We've had this conversation. We've actually done this exact same thing where you don't agree. I think, for real, like if I said there's no better taste than vanilla ice cream, the internet would be set aflame and they'd be like, who the fuck are you to not talk about chocolate? And they would be offended.
Oh, yeah.
But if I said there's no better flavor than chocolate, I mean, the vanilla people would fucking lose their minds. It doesn't matter how serious the topic is. Yeah. It's abortion, it's taxes, it's drugs, it's
and
presidents.
I don't think that's related to it was like that before. I think it got more amplified because the media definitely, like, the media has always been biased and skewed a certain way, but it definitely, like, there was Trump supporter media, one network, and then the rest of them hate them. You know what I mean? And that's really where the divide is in our media. You know what I mean?
Right.
Us is, and those people that are so sucked into it that can't open their minds to any other thought.
Right.
Like you said, the people on the left think vanilla ice cream is the best.
Right.
The people on the right think chocolate ice cream is the best. And everybody wants to fucking argue about nothing. At the end of the day, you're arguing about nothing.
Right.
Like, get the fuck, like, it's not that serious. It's a lot of these things are not that far. Who are you to get upset if somebody wants to have an abortion? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I don't know, man. And I get
that's their choice.
Again, I can't take a side on abortion because I totally see both sides. I really do.
I do see both sides, but that's what I'm saying. So who the fuck are you to say yes or no? It's their choice.
Yeah, but then the other side of that is like, well, who the fuck are you to kill a living thing? And I
understand.
Get that.
I get it. I get both sides.
Well, I wish you picked a different topic. That's my point.
Okay. Who the fuck are you to say that we all need government health care?
There you go. Yeah.
Like,
that's one I can side with.
Yeah. Like, what the... Who? If you want health care, go out and fucking get it.
Yeah. And if you're incapable of getting health care, so here's the beauty of America, right? We're the United States. 50 states, I think there's actually 53 at this point,
There's
Right.
50, you fucking dumbass.
No, D.C.
That's not a state.
It's a fucking voting district.
It doesn't matter. It's not a state.
Puerto Rico.
Not a state. It's a territory. Virgin Islands, territory, not a state.
Okay, so there's 53 independent places to live.
I actually don't think the Virgin Islands or
Puerto Rico.
can vote in the election.
Do you need a passport to go to Puerto Rico?
No.
All right. So you get what I meant by states, you nitpicker.
Well, they're not states.
Okay, whatever. So if you can't get healthcare where you're at, right, you can move to another state that has an easier system to get healthcare in. That's the beauty of the 50 states, or 53, is that if you don't like your state, you can move to the next one. So you don't have that opportunity in Britain or Germany. Don't quote me on any of this because I don't know if it's true. The part where other places don't have the ability to move. Greenland, Iceland, from what I understand, I don't know of another country.
Well, you can move.
But you can't move for different laws. If you don't like the ability or you don't like the government in your state, you can just move.
Yeah.
So if you want to walk around with a gun on your waist, New Hampshire's got room for you. If you want to be able to transport to work with a bus or a train, Atlanta can take you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in a rural town. So you have the ability to change, kind of how your life is going in America. It's a beautiful thing. There's no reason for us to be as divided as we are.
Absolutely. I totally 100% agree with you.
If you want to shoot heroin on the street corner, you only get a $100 fine in Oregon. Oregon has decriminalized all drugs.
I love it. Let's go.
I don't know if that's awesome or awful. I'm glad it happened in my lifetime because it's pretty fucking interesting.
I like it because it's population control.
I like that because there's been this war on drugs for all this time, and drugs finally won the war.
Oh, is that why I saw that meme the other day?
What was the meme?
Oh, Erica sent it to us.
Sent it to us?
Yeah, it's on about meanwhile the drugs won the war on drugs or some shit like that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I thought it was pretty funny. All right, so Pat, anything you want to add to grind my gears?
What the fuck is that?
Oh boy,
man! I get bitched at for my phone, but you're out there playing AT&T advertisements.
It's an ad because I was pulling up. All right, now that we got the ad out of the way there, let's go over scores from football last week. I didn't watch. I'll tell you what.
Wait, did you segue out of grind my gears?
We have no clothes for grind my gears.
Really?
Yeah, I just looked. All right, before we get into football, Pat has some news, I guess.
Yeah. So
he finally got approved for the sex change.
I'm gonna be Patty. No, I would just still be Pat.
Thanks.
We are going to.
Dude, you're killing it this vape club.
We are going to interrupt each other talking about their vape. It's Snickerdoodle. You haven't complained about the smell yet. You normally complain about my vape smell.
The fucking Saws vape and shit's gross.
We're going to create.
I need to place an e-juice order. Do you need anything?
I actually have a standing e-juice order if you want to add to it before I send it.
Word. Okay, keep going.
We're going to create a mailing list. So we do football on the Thursday episodes. On the Monday episodes, we're going to start doing a weekly question. We started that weekly question. Tom, what was the question?
The question was,
what's
the worst way to die?
No, that's the second one. If you could suck your own dick, would you swallow? Was question number one.
Yes.
And we had great feedback, mostly from the Gallagher boys. And Old Man Clutch.
Old Man Clutch.
When I see him now, that's what I call him. He laughs every time. The second question, which we can email to anybody who wants to shoot us their email at
the9podcast@gmail.com.
So the second question, and we will email you weekly questions, and we would appreciate your very creative, open-ended feedback. They are not yes/no questions. Second question. Describe the worst way to die. What's the worst way to die? And we'll have
put in some details, not like being lit on fire.
Yeah, I want a story. I want to know what you ate for breakfast that day.
Yeah,
I want to know what smells were there.
And hey, if the number 9 podcast@gmail.com is too hard to remember, you can always go to the website, www.number9podcast.com, and you can shoot us an email from there and include your email in the message to us, and we'll get your email that way as well. Either way.
Is there anything at the bottom of those pages?
Actually, while you're there, go right down to the bottom of any page, and you can donate to us. Because, Pat, I've been talking to you about this a lot. I think our next move is to really come out with a decent merch line, but we need some capital to get that going. So if you can donate, maybe we'll run a little promo where if you donate over a certain amount of money, you'll get some free merch once we start the merch line.
Let's do it. Yeah.
We'll talk about that off air, and maybe we'll announce it in the next few episodes.
Maybe we will.
All right, so let's start football. I didn't watch much football last week. I was traveling on Sunday. I made the mistake of staying up or watching. What game was the Sunday night game? I don't remember watching it. It could have been good. But I watched the Niners game. That was awful. Falcons at the Panthers. Was that Thursday night's game? You don't know. You don't watch that shit.
I did watch that was.
Yes, it was.
It was the Thursday night game. Did you know that? What's the hashtag? No free plug. Hashtag no free ads. What?
Hashtag no free ads.
Yeah, I'm gonna violate the shit out of that. If you have Amazon Prime,
that's actually what we're watching a game on right here.
You get Thursday Night Football for free.
Yes, sir. That's what we're watching this game on right now because. So, full disclosure, I came back. Now, when I left, I shut everything down here for the computer mainly because I took one of the mics. And it's a pain in the ass when you unhook the mic and the computer's on because it gets all wonky. And then I have special filters on the mics that I have to go back in and reprogram. If I unplug it, it doesn't recognize when I plug it back in.
Right.
So, I shut everything down. Somehow, some way, I think my little shithead son was over here fucking with my stuff.
Why not?
Because my Ethernet cable was unplugged.
Nice.
So I'm down here, I'm trying to get the game going before you got here, and it keeps buffering and kicking the thing out. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I checked the internet connection, and it's not hooked up to the Ethernet cable. I'm like, well, fucking there you go. So, yeah, but that's what we're watching on right now, because I thought it was my other thing that I watch football games on, and it was not that. It was... So I switched to Prime, because I was like, oh, shit, we can watch the game for free.
Yeah, I sign into my Fire Stick.
It's also on Fox, Pat.
Well, no, because I don't have cable.
That's true.
So it's not on Fox.
It is
doesn't
on Fox,
exist.
Though. It is on Fox right
now. But when I turn on my TV,
if you just get one of those antennas,
fuck that.
They're like $30. And
I know they're like $30-$40 at Walmart. They work okay. I've had them before.
My old man has one.
Here's the thing: it would be $30 or $40, and I would never. I would plug it in, test it, and then never use it a second time.
My old man has one.
Yeah.
That you can. It's like the old school ones that they had on top of the roof.
Yeah, you can point the antennas.
Yeah, that has a remote, and it moves.
Oh, that's cool.
For you on the outside of the house.
When did he get that? 73? 74?
No, it's a new technology, dude.
That sounds very old. When my father bought the house that he's in, he had this antenna. I swear it was as tall as a Jeep and as wide as, I don't know, a fucking horse. The thing was massive. And when you would change the channels on the television, you could look out the back window and the fucking antenna was moving. Dude, it was crazy. It was massive.
Real quick update on the Niners-Packers game. It's coming. The second half is starting, and it's 21-3. It's rough.
Niners get the kickoff.
Hey, do you want to know something else that's funny? My clocks didn't adjust on my computer for some reason.
Maybe
because it was off.
That sucks.
Anyway, so Panthers at the Falcons last Thursday night, 25-17 Falcons. I didn't watch any of that game. I really thought the Panthers were going to win that because the Falcons are so hit or miss. But maybe with that new coach, they're starting to take off here. Bills at the Patriots, or Patriots at the Bills. Patriots gave it the old college try, but lost again. Bills are looking pretty good, 6-2. Patriots 2-5. So New England has lost 4 straight games for the first time since 2002.
That's an impressive stat. 18 years without a 4-game losing streak.
Yes, sir.
Jeez.
There
are diehard football fans who have never seen the Patriots lose 4 games in a row.
My son.
That's insane.
No, well, and I shouldn't, me and him get in this discussion all the time because he's from Massachusetts and he lived very close to Foxborough Stadium. He thinks he's a huge Patriots fan. I've never seen him watch a full Patriots game, so he's not that big of a fan. Like, I watch all the Niners games, no matter, like, they're getting smoked right now, and I'm not going to shut it off. I'm going to watch the entire game because I'm a fan. It doesn't matter if they suck.
You're going to watch the entire game because you're a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, pretty much. This one was probably the upset of the week. Titans at the Bengals.
How about this? The Incredible Hulk picked it. He picked it, and he was confident in his pick. So I had a pick.
What was the Incredible Hulk?
My brother.
Oh, Baldy? All right.
So I had a pick that I thought was the genius pick of the week. And I was telling him about it, and he was like, just wait till the Bengals beat the Titans. And I was like, fuck you. And he was like, we'll see. And then the Bengals, they didn't just beat the Titans. I mean, they outplayed the shit out of the Titans. The Bengals
I didn't watch
looked
that game,
great.
But
I did. I watched the whole thing.
That's, I got to tell you, man, Joe Burrow is going to be, I really hope he's as special as he seems, because it's going to be fun to watch.
He has a brain for the game. He's one of those guys.
Next one is Raiders at the Browns. I guess you can call this a little bit of an upset. The Raiders haven't been playing great, but they've been playing decent. Browns have been playing decent as well. And they were at home. Raiders beat them 16-6. Colts at the Lions. Easy win for the Colts, which I like that. If I'm going to root for an AFC team, it's probably the Colts because of my boy McAfee. Vikings at the Packers. Packers got beat by the Vikings at home, too. Jets at the Chiefs. I don't have to say who won that game. Rams at the Dolphins. Now, Tua gets his first start and beats the Rams.
Patrick's pick of the week right there.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I didn't watch it, so I don't know how good Tua played. I know that
Tua didn't play terribly, but he didn't play 28-17 over the Rams. What did happen is the defense stepped up, the special team stepped up, and Tua played a good game.
So the Rams had a rough game.
Yeah, well, and the Dolphins looked like an actual NFL football team,
instead of
which was nice.
Yeah, I feel bad for Fitzmagic, man. I really do. Saints at the Bears. They squeaked that one out against the Bears, 26-23. 49ers at the Seahawks. Now, the Niners got smoked, right? This score here is very misleading.
Right.
Because I think the Niners scored here. Let's see. They had scored all their points in the fourth quarter or something. Yeah, they scored 20 points in the fourth quarter. So they were getting beat 30-7 or
27-7.
Yeah, 27-7 going into the fourth quarter. Yeah, not good. Not good for my boys. And they're not looking any better tonight. Russell Wilson, he's a freak of nature. Cowboys at the Eagles. Eagles smoked them. So now the Eagles are in first place at 3-4-1. Unfucking real. Steelers at the Ravens. I think that was a little bit of an upset, and Steelers remain the only unbeaten team in the NFL, 28-24.
I don't think it was an upset. They were 6-0 going into it.
Yeah, but the Ravens are a good team, man. I wouldn't call it an upset. I think the score, I don't know if it's an upset.
That Steelers and Ravens game was painful to watch. I looked at Hulk at one point and I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in this game anymore, because scores kept getting called back on random penalties and shit. And it was like every fucking play was another touchdown that got taken away. And I was just like, this is insane. It keeps happening.
Yeah. I didn't watch any of it, so I couldn't tell you. Here's an upset for you. No, it's not really an upset either because they're in the same division. The Broncos squeaked out one against the Chargers 31-30. Denver's won 4 of the last 5 games. Oh, first the Chargers. I was going to say, man, they're 3-4. How the fuck is that possible? Against the Chargers. But again, it's that interdivision stuff. This one, Monday night's game, 25-23, Buccaneers at the Giants. And the Giants had them, I think, most way through the game. Yeah, and they just got outscored in the last quarter.
How does that end? Does Brady do what Brady does? I didn't watch that game.
I didn't watch it either, but I will tell this. Based off of the scoring between the first three quarters, they had 5 field goals, no touchdowns. Tom Brady threw one. Tom Brady got, let's see, fumble, touchdown. Touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Tom Brady threw for 1 touchdown. That was it, the whole thing. Oh, no, they had 2 touchdowns. I lied. So they must have missed an extra point at some point. So 2 touchdowns. And yeah, it looks like they just got outscored there. I didn't watch the game, so but good for the Giants, man, holding on there. You know what I mean? So let's go this week. Obviously tonight, Green Bay at the Niners. I picked Green Bay because the Niners suck, and that holds to be true.
I picked Green Bay as well.
Broncos at the Falcons. I think I picked the Falcons for this one.
I picked the Falcons.
Seahawks at the Bills. I think I picked the Seahawks.
Ooh, I picked the Seahawks.
I don't know who I picked. Let me pull up my phone here. We got Ravens at the Colts. I think I picked the Colts for that one. Colts are looking pretty good, even though Phil Rivers is old as shit.
I also picked the Colts.
All right, so let's see. I picked the Ravens. Oh, no, I picked the Ravens. That sucks.
Hey, what was the game I changed last week?
Do not remember.
Oh, you know what? It was that fucking Ravens-Steelers game. And I changed it to the losing team. Motherfucker. This is why you never change your picks, folks.
Texans at the Jags. I picked the Texans. Maybe. Panthers at the Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs. Lions at the Vikings. I picked the Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to get hot here late in the season. Kind of similar to what they did last year. And they might finish the season 9-6.
Hold on. You picked the Texans, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, me too. Boy, I don't think we've had a different pick.
Bears and the Titans. I picked the Titans, I think.
I did.
The problem is the games on my phone aren't in order with the ones on here. Yeah, I picked the Titans. The Giants at Washington. Who'd you pick for that one, Pat?
I picked Washington. I got to tell you.
I picked the Giants.
With the Giants game versus the Patriots, they're probably going to beat Washington.
I got to tell you, man, the Giants, and I'm not a Giants fan by any means. I fucking hate them. But at the same time, the Giants have been in a lot of these games. They haven't gotten blown out. And we have to remember that Danny Dimes over there, this is only his second season. And he's not horrible. So I picked the Giants for that one. Raiders at the Chargers, I picked the Raiders. Dolphins at the Cardinals.
Oh, I picked the Chargers.
Did you?
Yeah.
Dolphins at the Cardinals, I picked the Cardinals.
I did not go with the Dolphins for a second week in a row. I did pick the Cardinals.
That was smart. Saints at the Bucks, I picked the Bucks.
I also picked the Bucks. That's the second. You can't change it. Oh, you can't because it's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
That's the second toss-up game of the week. The fucking. Oh, you can change it.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Just touch it.
No, it's not letting me switch. Anyway,
let me switch.
Here's my upset of the week: Patriots at the Jets. I'm picking the Jets.
Against who? The Patriots?
Yep.
Let's see.
They're donezo, man. Patriots donezo. Dynasty's over. Tom Brady is the best. Belichick is not. This is a fun fact.
I picked the Patriots.
Yeah, I did too. But looking at this, I just rethought it, and I'm going to go with the Jets. I think the Jets are going to win that one. So Brady used to coach the Browns before he went to the Jets and ultimately ended up at New England.
You just said Brady.
Oh, I meant Belichick. He never had a winning season with the Browns.
Really?
Yeah.
That's when the Browns were, well, shit.
Yeah. I mean, were they ever good? I mean, this is the best season I think they've had in 30 years.
So when I was flicking through my picks, I changed a pick, and I don't know what pick I changed. I don't know if I say, oh, you know what? It was Steelers-Cowboys, and I accidentally switched it to the Cowboys because I was scrolling. It did fix itself. But you can change your picks for the Sunday games.
Yeah.
Look. Cowboys.
Yeah.
It was just letting me.
Yeah, sure was.
Huh.
Anyway, so that's it for football. We'll see what happens with these games next Wednesday or for you guys next Thursday.
Is AB playing for the Bucks this week?
I'm not sure. I haven't gotten any updates about it. I also haven't been looking for it, so I couldn't tell you.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, for this is where it's at. Here they come.
All right, Pat, we got some Would You Rathers just for Don Rupp. Or Dip Dizzy Whistle.
Dip, Dizzy Whistle.
We'll make them quick, Don. These are mediocre at best. Would you rather give up alcohol for 1 year or give up your smartphone for a month? I'm going to give up alcohol because I don't drink.
I've had like 2 or 3 sips of alcohol in the last 4 years, all of them within the last month because I wanted to try a couple things.
Nice.
I would give up the alcohol for a year.
Nice. Would you rather be super fast or super strong?
Actually, I'm both of those things now. I'm super fast in bed and super strong in scent. So I don't have to pick one. Got a pretty foul odor coming from me. It's penis cheese, if you're wondering.
That's disgusting.
It's only at the tip.
I'm gonna go with super fast, mainly because speed is one of those things that's hard to become faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough to build speed.
Yeah, like your speed is your speed.
Yeah.
Strength you can build.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with super fast. You're not gonna answer this one?
I said I don't have to. I'm both.
Okay. Would you rather be the smartest kid in school or the most popular kid in school? Well, luckily, I'm gonna go with the smartest because being popular ain't gonna get you nowhere. You see all these stories. I actually watched a movie today on a plane. I want to be able to tell you the name though. Forget it. It's with Ben Affleck, and he's a basketball coach.
Oh, what a great movie!
Yeah, it's a good movie
where he's an alcoholic.
Yeah, but you find out why he's an alcoholic.
I shouldn't really say it's a great movie. It's a pretty mediocre. It's the same as every other sports movie ever.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's definitely like I want it. It's one of those movies that like a sports movie. You know what I mean? They're not great, but they're definitely worth the watch. And if it was on TV, I'd probably put it on.
This one time, because I've seen. It feels like every sports movie ever made. I love sports movies, just in general. Gridiron Gang, great movie. Longest Yard, great movie.
Remember the Titans?
We're only naming football movies. That's weird. Pistol Pete was a great movie. The Sixth Man was a great movie. And none of them are really great movies. Remember the Titans was truly a great movie. Other than that, they're all just good movies to watch. I was putting in We Are Marshall. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
So I'm putting it in. And I don't often speak out loud to myself. I mean, I'm constantly having a conversation in my head, all three of us. But so I'm putting in the actual DVD disc to We Are Marshall. I've just purchased it, used, of course, because I'm cheap. And I say out loud to myself, I say, you've seen every sports movie there is. Unless this entire team dies in the opening scene, you're wasting your time. And then I press play. And the entire team dies in the opening scene. And I was like, well, what a piece of shit you are. You just killed the entire high school football team.
That's a true story.
That shit was fucking crazy. I had no clue that was going to happen.
So I'm going to go with the smartest kid because these popular kids, most of the time, they just turn out to be assholes when they get older and do nothing with their lives.
I'm going to say smartest kid for a different reason. Because as an adult, I have never been like, man, that kid is super cool. But as an adult, I have watched like a kid present an idea and go, that's a fucking smart kid with a bright future.
Yeah. That makes sense. Would you rather be a police officer or a firefighter?
Well, I'm going to say firefighter because if I was a cop, I'd have to kill myself.
I'm going to say a firefighter as well. Only like, who the fuck I feel bad for police officers at this point.
I agree.
It's
their job is way too demanding.
Yeah, it's a thankless job. Nobody gives a fuck.
I also think firefighter is like a one-way ticket to Poontown. Like you never have to come back.
Yeah. Well, in your case, Dick Town. Would you rather be
Wow.
rich and ugly or poor and good looking? Rich and ugly.
I'm already poor and good looking, so I'd like to change it up.
Yeah. Would you rather meet an alien visitor or travel to outer space? I like this one, man.
Ooh.
This is a good one. I want to meet an alien visitor. At least you're on your turf. You know what I mean?
I don't agree with that logic. That was actually where, like, mentally I was at. But here's the thing. It says meet an alien visitor, which sounds very accommodating. Like, we're shaking hands, we're, like, introducing ourselves to each other. If that's the type of meeting we're talking about, that's what I'm going with. Traveling to outer space, I literally have zero interest in outer space. None of it. Nothing about outer space is cool to me. Landing on the moon, stupid.
I don't think it's cool.
Rover on Mars, stupid.
I don't think it's cool or anything like that, but it does blow my mind.
It does nothing for me. When somebody's like, the sun is 5 billion light years away, I'm like, yeah, that means nothing to me.
It's not that far away, you idiot.
Well, I don't know how far it is. You know why? Because it's not
Charlie, this
important
stat
to
they
me.
just put up. Devontae Adams in this game, 139 yards. San Francisco offense, 131 yards.
Jeez.
Thanks, guys. That was a
I wonder
nice
why
stat.
they're losing.
Yeah, they suck. So you're meeting an alien?
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather be able to whisper? Hold on. Would you rather only be able to whisper or only be able to shout? Whisper. Nobody likes loud people. I hate loud people.
I'm going whisper all day.
Yeah. Would you rather be a sandcastle or the wave? The wave.
Why the wave?
Who the fuck wants to be a sandcastle? I don't like sand. That's actually one of the leading reasons, other than you shitting in the ocean, that's one of the leading reasons why I don't like going to the beach. It's because of all the fucking sand.
You don't like going to the beach?
I'm not a fan of it. I mean, I'll go. Erica loves going to the beach, so I'll go.
It's basically my favorite place on earth.
I fucking hate sand.
Oh my God. Fucking speaking of, dude, we got to talk about this. My niece, the adorable blonde niece that lives near us, has to do a report on somebody. She has to interview somebody.
Please tell me you told her your story about shitting in the ocean.
No. So she calls and she's like, I've got to ask you some questions for an interview. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. So it's like, what do you do for work? Where are you from? What's your favorite food? So my brother, I'm there watching football Sunday and he's flipping through her schoolwork. I'm like, hey, fuck is that with my name on it? And he's like, oh, that's that interview thing. And I'm like, the fuck is at the bottom? So he hasn't read this. So she turned this in because it's a pretty straightforward assignment, right?
Yeah, you interview someone in your family, ask them some questions,
That's it.
and you keep moving.
There's a box at the bottom of this sheet that's not an interview question. It's name a fun fact about the person who you interviewed. This little girl who calls me Uncle Pooh writes, my Uncle Patrick is called Pooh Bear, Pooter, or Uncle Pooh by everyone in the family because he likes to poop a lot. Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
So there you go.
True. Would you rather get even or get over? Get over? That's dumb.
I mean, if there's no repercussions, get even every time.
Would you rather give bad advice or take bad advice? Take bad advice. I don't like giving people bad advice.
I don't know. I've taken a lot of bad advice. I would still say take bad. I have like that superhero thing where I just feel like my shoulders are big enough to absorb punishment, so I'll take the bad advice, whatever.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, Don. That wraps up Would You Rathers. Hope you enjoyed another great segment.
Ugh, that was creepy. I would rather slurp rancid tuna salad out of my own ass, or scour my boobies off with a rusty SOS pad, or hump a piece of splintered balsa wood.
All right, so we're going to bring back a segment we haven't done in a long time, and it's instead of strange laws, we're going to call it funny laws, because we looked up some funny laws that we want to talk about.
Did you play the intro?
No, I'm going to play it now. I just want to see if you had anything you want to add to this.
I just want the intro, bro. I love that song.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So it's been so long since we've done the law segments. We no longer have the intro that we had for it.
Come on.
True story, Pat.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Listen, man, it's been a long time. I've changed a lot on the computer, and there was a time when everything got fucked up and I had to re-record a lot of stuff, and that was one of the things that didn't make the cut.
I get amped up in my car when the music comes on between segments, especially the Breakfast at Tiffany's song, and this is a tough pill to swallow for me. I want the Fuck the Popo intro, bro.
Pat, I'll make a deal. On Sunday when you come over to record, remind me, and we'll re-record it so we have it again.
I guess I'm going to have to take that as a harsh reality.
All right. Thanks for your understanding in this time of need.
Fuck off.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
All right, Pat, let's hear these laws.
All right. Law number 1. In the state of Washington, it is illegal to kill barefoot. Oh, Jesus Christ. Barefoot. It is illegal to kill Bigfoot. Bigfoot hunters beware. Skamania County, Washington passed a law in 1969 deeming the slaying of Bigfoot to be a felony punishable by 5 years in prison. The law was later amended, designating Bigfoot as an endangered species.
I would say that Bigfoot, that you should get the death penalty if you kill Bigfoot.
I think you should get some kind of reward for proving the existence of Bigfoot.
Yeah, after you kill it.
In Texas, where we both have family, and I gotta tell you, if you want a prank, this is a 2020 style prank. I mean, truly, this prank has 2020 written all over it. In Texas, you can get married by proxy. Marriages by proxy are perfectly legal. In other words, if you have a legitimate reason for absence, for example, military service, you can send someone to get married in your place as long as you have all the right documentation. I mean, to just go down there and, like, you know, have two people get married that, you know, weren't in agreement, that's a fantastic prank.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know what state this is. My beef.
Must be a good one.
Oh, never mind. South Carolina. In South Carolina, a law was once made where a man would be guilty of a misdemeanor if he seduced an unmarried woman using deception of a promise of marriage. The law was repealed in 2016. I can get behind this law. These we'll call it a poor nature law. Like, you seducing a woman with the promise of marriage is in poor nature. It's in poor taste. Kind of like, you know, women make promises to seduce men. Men make promises to seduce women. I think if you're offering somebody quid pro quo sex, it should be against the law. Punishable by all kinds of fucked up punishments, though. Not normal punishments. Not jail time, not fines. Tom is texting me, which is why he's not any part of the podcast now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting ready for... I had an idea for our album art.
Oh, gotcha.
I was working on it.
Let's see.
I didn't want to forget.
Rhode Island. For the record, Lorena Bobbitt in Rhode Island, super fucked. You ready?
Who the hell is Lorena Bobbitt?
You're not serious.
I'm dead fucking serious.
John Bobbitt?
Bobbitt? Like the game?
No, Bobbitt. Like Bobbit, I assume. Maybe Bobbitt.
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 Twist it.
Pull it.
Slap it.
Bobbitt.
Anyways, no. John Bobbitt and Lorena Bobbitt. John Bobbitt was, I believe, cheating on Lorena Bobbitt, and in his sleep, she went ahead and cut his pecker off. And then she left the house frantic, because obviously that's a pretty emotional decision. Got in her car, and as she was driving on the freeway, realized, holy fuck, I still have his dick in my hand, and
nice.
Threw it out the window on the highway.
Nice.
Guess what John Bobbitt does for a living now? Porn star. Not kidding.
Nice.
Huge cock.
Well, if your cock gets cut off, why not?
Yeah. So in Rhode Island, you can face up to 20 years in prison if you put out an eye, slit the nose, ear, or lip, or cut off or bite off or disable any limb of a member, limb or member of another. Lorena Bobbitt, 20-year sentence.
Really?
Yeah, she did. I don't think she got a 20-year sentence. I don't think she was in Rhode Island. No bartering infant children. That's right. In case
That's in Rhode
decency
Island?
wasn't. No. That the limb one was in Rhode Island.
What's that one from?
I'm getting there. Jesus. If you live in Pennsylvania, don't try selling your child. State law stipulates that a person is guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree if he deals in humanity by trading, bartering, buying, selling, or dealing in infant children. Seems like a little slap on the wrist is appropriate there.
Yeah.
This is the last one I got for you. I didn't go all the way through all the states. In North Carolina, and I only picked this one because of the current state of the world. In North Carolina, it's illegal to hold a meeting or demonstration while wearing a mask, hood, or other costume. So that sounds kind of random, but I'm sure it's KKK related. Because,
yeah, it sounds it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's illegal to hold a meeting while wearing a mask, and you're required by law to wear a mask in public. So good luck in North Carolina. You're super fucked. Corona has landed everybody in North Carolina in prison.
I like it, Pat.
Mass incarceration at its finest.
All right. Anything else you want to add to the show, Pat?
No, man. I'm not happy with where we're at. Not in the show. I mean, just like in life.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's rough. And, you know, that's why I do this podcast, so it gives me a chance to vent a little bit. And you know what? Let's focus on the good things. Let's focus on doing this shit. Yeah, fuck it.
I was inspired by a podcast, not ours, somebody else's. I was inspired. I do want to start doing a little bit more for some people. I don't know what we're going to do just yet, but maybe we can get together, some volunteers, some number niners, and do something decent. Whether it's work at a food kitchen or, I don't know, do some kind of drive, do something. If anybody's got any ideas, I'm all ears. But some charitable shit, because a lot of us, I mean, we know our number niners. We know most of them by first name. We're capable of helping. We have enough to help, whether it be brain power or arm power or financial power or whatever we have. We're in a really fucking bad place, and some people got to step up. And I think we can handle at least our part of that.
You know, man, you keep saying that we're in this bad spot or whatever. And I gotta say, man, I feel like 90% of Americans are still decent people that don't have hatred in their heart. I truly believe that. It's just we're led to believe, again, by the media and all this shit, that it's a lot worse than it is.
I don't disagree that the majority of people are good people. I don't think that the good people are doing enough good.
I mean, sure.
Like, could you spare 5 hours in an upcoming week to give half your day to help somebody? That's all I'm talking about.
I help people every day, Pat.
Huh?
I help people every day.
People who need your help.
Yeah, at work all the time.
That's customer service. That's not helping somebody.
Absolutely, it's helping somebody. It's customer service.
So what you're saying is I'm a fucking saint.
Yeah.
Because I've been in customer service my entire life.
Me too.
I'm talking about public service. I'm talking about selfless service. You get paid to be helpful at work.
Could I do it? Absolutely. Do I want to? No.
All right, number niners. Band with me. Tommy will not be there. This will be the number 9
if it's
in Tommy's
good enough
absence.
Of a cause, if it's a good enough of a cause, I'll be there, Pat. But it all depends on what the cause is.
I think I'm going to purposely pick a cause you're not behind.
That's fucked up.
Well, it's a good way to.
Why don't we go read books of sick kids in fucking in children's hospitals? I'm down with something like that.
I didn't think about doing something. Do you want to go into a fucking hospital right now?
I don't give a fuck. I'm not scared of COVID, bro. I don't even want to wear a mask. Jesus Christ, he's out of bounds like 10 yards ago. What a catch that was. This guy's a freak. Guess what? He wasn't a 49er. He was if they mark him out of bounds up there, I'm gonna be super pissed. Dude. He was out of bounds like fucking 15
Yeah, I mean,
yards before
he stopped running because he was so out of bounds.
I think he was out of bounds where he made that cut. Anyway, yeah, if you want to do something like that, Pat, help some kids out. I much rather lend my time to children that are less fortunate than adults that are less fortunate.
Okay, I can see why you feel that way, and I can support that.
All right, so let's aim towards that. Maybe we can go help out at a children's hospital or something of that nature. Go big brothers, little sisters, big brothers, big sisters.
You say big brothers, little sisters first?
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
You get it.
Yeah, man.
Hit us up with some ideas. And you know where a perfect place to do that is, Pat?
Well, I can think of two.
There's two places. But one place does it all. Our website, www.number9podcast.com. You can go there. There's a little mail icon. You can shoot us an email or go to the contact part of the first page, and you can send us an email right there. While you're there, you might as well donate some money to the cause. Help us get to where we need to be to get this, you guys, where you want us to be. That makes sense. You get it.
While we're on the topic of things, resources you can utilize. If you're down about this whole election thing, if you're just down in general, if you're dealing with maybe some depression, maybe if you have irritable bowel syndrome, if you are suffering from crabs and you're extra itchy, shoot on over to Instagram at number9podcast. Shit, that's not the Instagram at all.
No, it's number 9 with Tommy podcast.
Yep, number 9 with Tommy podcast. And there are so many elevating images for you to look at. And I'm not talking about boobs and butts. I'm talking about deep, belly aching laughing.
You know what just popped into my head?
What's that?
I forgot about this. Andy, the driver, sent us something on Twitter the other day. He found us at number9pod on Twitter. And he sent us an article he wanted me to discuss on air. Totally forgot about it.
Did you read the article?
Nope. So we'll have to do it on Monday's episode.
Okay.
But it just popped into my head. I'm going to have to make a note over there on the board.
Also on Monday's episode, for anybody who shoots us their email to the number9podcast@gmail.com with the answer to the question, what would be the worst way to die? We'll be doing that. And what's today, Tom?
Today's the 5th.
So that makes... Oh, okay. So we're going to be recording on the 11th, which is Veterans Day, Wednesday of next week. We're going to have a very special guest, maybe two very special guests. And we're going to talk veteran. We're going to talk... I have a very, very meaningful announcement to my family. Not so much to your family, but a very special announcement to my family that I will save for Wednesday as well.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
That's it.
I say good day.